heard of the word economics? If no, then let's talk about what economics is all about. Let's go! Economics is a social science that studies in a particular way how individuals make choices.
It's a social science because it examines human being and their behavior. Another way to think about this is that economics is the science that studies how human beings try to best satisfy their unlimited wants and desires with limited resources. Most social sciences deal with human choices. So history, for instance, looks at the actual choices people made in the past, the actions they took, and the consequences of their actions. Our psychology tries to understand people's motivations and why they make the choices that they do. Economics, on the other hand, studies how people choose to allocate their scarce resources amongst all their potential uses. This is kind of technical definition of economics, but in essence, economics is just about people's actions and choices. So the entire realm of human action can be analyzed and studied using economic analysis.
Scarcity means that there's less of something supplied freely by nature than we would like.
Most economic goods are scarce because they have to be produced and our resources are limited. By resources, I mean productive resources, things like time, labor, efforts, tools, and machinery, and natural resources that go into producing a finished product that people want to consume. Scarcity of our resources is what forces us to make choices.
We wouldn't have to make choices if it wasn't for scarcity.
Hello everyone, I am Isabel Yebra, and let's talk about economics as a social science. Economics as a social science. It's right with a scientific method to understand how societies work together to get the things they need. So, it's a bit like scientists studying how people work together to get their stuffs the best way of possible. Economics is a social science because it's often considered a social science because it's the study of human behavior. It's related to the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services within societies. It explores how individuals, businesses, governments, and societies they make decisions to allocate limited resources to fulfill their needs and wants. Economics as a social science, the book An Approach to No-Testing Theory by Andrew M. Economics as a social science is clear and easy to understand in view of economic theory. It uses of a lot of research to show the economy should focus on more being a social science. This means considering how people and societies impact economics decisions and outcomes.
Economics is divided into two major branches, the microeconomics and the macroeconomics. First is the microeconomics. The word micro, which came from the Greek word micros, means small, which indicates here a small or individual scales. Microeconomics is concerned with how individuals and businesses allocate resources, set prices, and make decisions. Making decisions can be a single person, a household, a business or organization, and a government agency. Microeconomics also explain how and why different things have varying values, how people and firms conduct themselves and profit from efficient production and trading, and how people can work together and coordinate their efforts from the greatest possible extents. The second one is the macroeconomics. The word macro, which came from the Greek word macros, means big, which indicates here a large or collective scope. It studies the overall economy on both national and international level. However, microeconomics and macroeconomics are both focusing on analyzing economic activity, although they vary in the scope of the issue they explore. Also, both of them study the forces that influence how to make economic decisions about scarce resources.
Hello everyone! So, moving on to our next topic, this is Julie Del A. Hermonino, and I will be providing you better understanding about positive versus normative economics. First, positive economics. Positive economics is about facts and objective analysis. It focuses on explaining what is happening and making predictions based on evidence or data. For example, when the price of a product increases, the quantity demanded decreases. This statement is based on observed patterns and can be tested and proven using data. It tells us how price changes affect consumer behavior. Normative economics. Normative economics involves opinions and value judgments. It deals with how things should be or what policies are desirable based on personal or societal values. It is subjective and cannot be proven true or false. So this statement expresses an opinion about what the government ought to do. It is based on a belief that education is a fundamental right and should be accessible to everyone.
Hello everyone, I'm Christine May Juna, and let's move on to the next topic. But before that, let me define methodological economics. This refers to the techniques and principles that economists use to their science and practice. It's the study of methods, especially the scientific method, in relation to economics. First key aspect in methodological economics is the definition. This refers to the analysis and description of the production, distribution, and consumption of wealth. Second is the scope. Economics is a broad subject and encompasses not only its subject matter, but also various other things, such as its scientific nature, its ability to pass value judgments, and to suggest solutions to practical problems. We have this concept called economics of scope, which refers to the cost advantage that business obtains due to expansion. This means that the production of one good reduces the cost of producing another related good. Third is the fundamental principles and operational significance of economic theory. These are the core ideas that drive economic thinking and their practical implications. The operational significance of these principles lies in their ability to predict and explain their economic behavior. For example, the rationality principle forms the basis of consumer and producer theory in microeconomics, which helps predict how consumers and producers would respond to changes in prices, income, and other factors. Fourth is the methodological individualism versus holism. Methodological individualism assumes that individual behavior is the fundamental driving force of economic phenomena. It sees the individual as the primary unit and characterizes groups by its properties, actions, and behaviors of individuals belonging to them. Methodological holism, on the other hand, takes a broader view. It starts from a group or collective, including the state, and regards individuals as primarily or completely determined by the collective. Fifth is the role of simplifying assumptions. Economists make simplifying assumptions to make complex economic phenomena more manageable. They are used to breaking down complex economic processes, making them easier to study and understand. It's important to note that while simplifying assumptions are useful for understanding economic phenomena, they are not always perfectly accurate. Sixth is the descriptive or positive, prescriptive or normative, and applied uses of theory. Economic theories can be used in different ways. They can describe how economies can work by positive economics, prescribe how they should work in normative economics, or be applied in the real world to solve problems in applied economics. Seventh is scientific status and expanding domain of economics. Over time, economics has come to be recognized as science, and its influence has grown to include various domains such as health, education, and law. It's not just about the ordinary business in life or the relationship between ends and scarcity means. Eighth is the balance of empirical and philosophical approaches.
empirical approach uses evidences from the real world, usually to test hypotheses, but also to generate descriptions and help formulate ideas and hypotheses. The philosophical approach can help economists understand the assumptions, logic, and implications of their theories. Ninth is the role of experiments in economics. This was pioneered by Vernon Smith. He found that even humans suffer from cognitive biases. Traditional economics can still make accurate predictions about the behaviors of group of people. Lastly is the role of mathematics in economics, also known as mathematical economics. This allows economists to construct precisely defined models from the exact conclusions that can be derived from mathematical logic. Mathematical economics has become a standard element of economics due to the advancements of computing power, big data techniques, and other advanced mathematics applications. It has broad applications including optimization problems, equilibrium analysis, comparative statistics, and dynamic analysis.
To summarize all the topic given, economics is a social science that studies individuals, governments, and nations. While on the other hand, scarcity is the limited nature of society's resources.
Moreover, economics as social science uses scientific method and apply it to the study of certain aspects. As you remember, our reporters differentiate different topics such as positive and normative. That positive economics is about facts and objective analysis. The normative analysis involves opinions and value judgments. Also, they differentiate microeconomics and macroeconomics. The microeconomics concerned with how individuals and business allocate resources, while macroeconomics, the business and global, regional, or national scale.
So now, it's in our hands to control and be a responsible citizen.
Be a responsible citizen.